Long before man roamed these lands, there was a war in heaven. The victors declared themselves gods, while the vanquished were renamed Titans, and forever imprisoned within the bowels of Mount Tartarus. King Hyperion and his legions seek to unleash the Titans and wage war upon this world.
I will end the reign of the gods.
If there is one human who could lead them against Hyperion, it would be Theseus. I have faith in you. Prove me right.
I really love watching how people treated Theseus differently in the movie versus, at the beginning they treated him like a peasant, and then once you kind of showed what you could do, they obviously paid a little bit more respect. For you guys, when you got into this business, how did people treat you differently before you kind of hit it versus after, especially even like before Superman and after Superman?
Well, I mean, when you start out as an actor, you are one in a billion, and I think a lot of casting directors and directors think sort of, oh, God, who's this kid? Probably thinks he can act, probably can't, there is a sense of frustration, which I can understand, because I'm sure they see 1,000 people a day, and 2 or 3 of them are good or decent for the role to potentially go to the next stage of auditioning. So there is that sort of feeling of, oh, I'm not wanted here, initially. But once you've proven yourself, and I don't think it's a matter of getting any sort of renowned or name, but once you've proven that you can act, and I say you don't even have to have a name at this stage, you can have no jobs, but if they know you can act, they treat you a bit more respect.
It does help. It does help.
What does it take to prove it?
Just some great auditions and some good acting jobs, whether they are well known or not.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the difference I've noticed in my career is since my work has started to come out, which is you meet people who you've never met before, and they go, I love your work, and you go, I love my work, and then they start reeling off what they've seen, and you're like, shit.
Because
I've come
been on IMDb.
Yeah, they've been on IMDb. Yeah, they're lying. They've just checked up online. No, but it's interesting because when I came into the acting world through theatre for 9 years, and so if I came to America, most people would never have seen what I did in the UK, but I can come to America and people have seen films I've done. So that's the difference, and people start to acknowledge you, and it's a very nice thing because it's hard going, this business.
It is.
You've got to keep. It's like a one-man band. You've got to keep playing. Keep going and get on with it, and hopefully one of the balls drops and you catch it.
I don't know if I can do what Zeus asks of me, but you can see the future.
I cannot change the future. You can.
How are the dogs doing?
They're all hanging. They'll be here next week.
Oh, cool,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
I figured they might have one.
Yeah.
I really want one, man. I really want a dog, but as much as we travel, I just feel like it'd be cruel,
Well, get a little dog. You can travel with a little dog these days.
Yeah, I'd have to pay for it.
And it's great. Doesn't matter. I'll buy you a fucking dog if you
Will you really?
Absolutely.
Mickey Rourke has offered to buy me a dog.
I'll go to the pound and get you a really great Chihuahua or whatever the hell you want.
You and I always have great kids, because last time we talked, you offered to take me to go get a tattoo.
Yeah,
so
well, I'd rather take you to go get a dog. We can find a nice dog.
As would I, trust me.
All right, I'll hold you on that.
Okay.
But you got to keep it forever.
I promise you I will.
You can't give it to your sister or anybody.
I would dream. When my dog passed away a few years ago, my childhood dog, it was literally probably the worst day of my life.
What kind did you have?
It was a pug.
I have pugs. Good.
It was
very loyal. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not too bright, but really loyal and cuddly.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Because just like me, actually.
Sort of like your last
not
girlfriend.
Too bright.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. When Theseus was a kid and Zeus was teaching him everything, life lessons and fighting lessons. For you, who was that person? Who was that person that taught you about life? The person that taught you about the business?
Myself.
So that's rough then, not having anyone to lean on.
It gets easier.
Does it?
It gets easier as your balls drop, But, sometimes you got to do it by yourself. There's not always somebody around to.
So does that make you appreciate it more then to say, you know what?
No, you get really angry.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. No, it's okay. And, as time goes by, you you got to walk the walk yourself. You know, you can't have somebody, you know, pulling you along, really.
Right. And, you know, I think one of the reasons I really dug this movie is because I feel like, you know, as a kid growing up, you know, this was me going out on a Saturday morning with my sword, you know, beating the crap out of all other kids.
That's what somebody had asked me. They said, what did you think about this? It reminded me when I was little and my grandmother would read me these books about all this kind of thing, and that interested me, and it was sort of relaxing to hear it, because you could, whatever funk you were in, you could hear stories about like something like with this kind of genre, and you could escape from a little while into this magical world, you know.
Right. I would think that would make this the greatest job in the world, essentially being able to live out how you played as a kid and all those great childhood memories. Is this essentially just being a kid for the rest of your
very
life?
lucky to have a second chance to do this again, you know, and to, you know, I'm having fun acting again, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm too old to do anything else, so it's like I'm all cool with everything right now.
I thought it was fascinating. One of the things I really loved about Zeus is this idea that he's got to kind of put on a disguise. If he wants to go walk around amongst the common folk, he's got to dress up a little bit. Is that something that you guys can? I mean, if you want to walk through Times Square, how much effort do you have to put in?
Dude, I got on a bus 3 days ago in London with my face as a musketeer on the side, and no one even knew.
No way.
No, and long may it rain. I tell you.
I haven't tried it yet.
Do you think in another year, do you think it's going to be tough?
I think things might get a little bit more tough.
Mm-hmm.
I think so, depending on, you know, the success of this movie and the next.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just wait and see.
See, I run into the opposite problem. I just walk through crowds. I'm like, hey, it's me.
Hey, look at me.
You want to take a picture with me? Yeah. So if you guys want to afterwards, I'm
if you don't mind,
I'm more than happy to.
Yeah, I love that.
We'd appreciate that.
Cheers.
Okay.